in case you're wondering.
What
This
is
All right. How is everybody doing tonight? Can y'all hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, awesome. I just wanted to make sure we are all good. I don't really want to waste a lot of time waiting for people to get on. I am so excited about tonight and what we are going to be talking about. I think I'm reminded again all over with this Christmas cash how fun it is to be a part of a debt-free company, a company that has the ability just to give us more because they can. You know, Mark and Cindy will always say that. Why do we do this? Because we can, you know, and it's just fun to be able to see them, you know, do that and just kind of lay the foundations before us in living debt free and just paying cash for things and all that stuff. And so I feel like we are about to have a treat tonight because we have 3 of Diamond Empire's like top point earners. All have been in the business for a different amount of time. All, you know, work their business a little bit differently, but here's the thing, they all work. And so we're going to learn their secrets and their tips and their tricks tonight, and just get to hear their perspective on it and how they've done it so far. And so we are going to get started with our newest distributor on this team, Natalie. Let me make sure I can unmute you. I see you. Okay, how are you, girl?
Good. I'm hiding in my car.
All right. Natalie's already on vacation, but that's one of the things I'm most impressed about with you. You're like, I'm making this thing work no matter what's going on.
I've got like 12 kids in the house and like 3 bedrooms, and there was nowhere to hide. So we're in the car.
That is awesome. All right, Natalie, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us how you got in the business really quick.
Yeah, so my name's Natalie Emerson, and I joined the business at the end of August. I met Stacy just kind of by, I don't know, either happenstance or a God appointment. I'm not sure which it was, but
I'll say the Lord.
It sure seemed like it. So Stacy just introduced me to the business, really, and I wasn't interested at first. But I was curious enough to continue following all of her posts and reading up. And she actually had invited me to one of the Facebook events online. And I was just scrolling through it one night. I didn't even know what it was, really. I just thought, what in the world is this? And I was trying to figure it out, what I was looking at. And then I came across the graphic that showed the different promotion levels and the average pay for each different promotion. And I thought, I'm going to see what Stacy makes. I know what level she's at. So I looked down the thing and I said, holy cow. So I picked up the phone and I said, okay, whatever it is you're doing, I need you to tell me what you're doing because I need to be doing that. So I joined. I didn't know anything about, I had never used any products. I'd never ordered any products. I didn't know anything about it. I just knew that there was this incredible opportunity that Stacy had taken hold of and was doing phenomenal with, and I didn't see why I couldn't do the same thing. So I signed up like the next day, I think.
Yep, right there. And that's awesome. And the thing is, when you signed up, and for anybody who's new on here, that's what I love about this Zoom, is because you're going to hear from people in all different places in their business, like as far as starting points, but you jumped in like no holds barred.
Yeah,
like, absolutely. In. And so you are now a Ruby with the company. You will be an Emerald here as soon as the 25th hits. Yes. And going for the $10,000 bonus this month.
Yes.
Yes. It's going to happen. You got this. So, but you, not aside from all that and like where you are with your rank and everything, you have got a ton of points going on.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I keep checking it, in the morning every day whenever I get on, and it boggles my mind. I don't even, I want to say I'm not even sure how it's happened. It just, I mean, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and everything kind of falls into place, and those points just keep racking up, and it's really been amazing.
Yeah, that's what I think. So where are you at point wise?
I think this morning, the last time I looked at it this morning, it was like $1,300. So I don't remember how many points that is. However, 54 points maybe. I can't remember.
Right.
I just know how many dollars it is. It's 1,300.
Okay, that is crazy. Oh, someone's saying they're having a hard time hearing, but I can hear fine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Sheri said she can hear fine too. So you're literally paying, like, the promotion was to pay for Christmas in cash, and you can pay for Christmas in cash right now. And I love what you said. You said, I'm just doing what I know I'm supposed to do.
Right.
Is what?
Well, I think one of the biggest things that I've done from day one is treated this like a full-time job, like a job, and not just a hobby that I'm kind of doing on the side and dabbling in. Whenever I first got started, I watched as many training videos on YouTube that I could find, looked up as many successful people on YouTube that I could find, and I wanted to hear exactly what they were doing to be successful. And that was a common theme for all of them, was that they took it very seriously and treated it like this is a real job. This isn't just a hobby. And they were dedicated to it. I watched a bunch of Claire Flores videos. Whenever I first got started, I was just amazed at her ability to be so successful with this and her business sense. And I think watching her helped me to really realize that this is a for real business. And if you treat it like a real business, and that you are an independent business owner, and this is your own company, you know, then the sky's the limit, because it's just basically up to you. And that really helped me realize that it's all in my hands, that it's up to me. And with that realization, I thought, well, then there's no reason that I can't be uber successful like everybody else, because I've been in the corporate world and you know, made okay money, but you work your tail off and you make okay money with the college degree. And you know, I've just never been given this kind of an opportunity where you do with it what you want to do. I mean, if you want to make just a few $100 a month, you can, but if you want to make a lot more than that, it's up to you. And it just depends on how hard you work. So that was very motivating to me.
Yeah, I love that. I always hear people saying, I love this description of it, that this business is like the best copycat. Just be the best copycat. Like, you don't have to create your whole own thing again.
No, you don't have to reinvent anything. Just find somebody that's successful and do exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so tell us a little bit from what you started, what you've been doing.
I just started messaging every single person in my contacts. If I had them on Facebook, I sent them a message. If I had them on their phone number, you know, and a text, and maybe I didn't have them on Facebook, I sent them a text. And it at the very beginning, it was hard for me because it's very much out of my comfort zone to be very, I guess, forward, you know, to ask for the sale, really. But I just was able to get past that from the very beginning, because you realize you have to, if you're going to be successful, you have to ask. And I don't know if it was Sherry Lynn or somebody I heard say the other day, I can't remember who it was, that you become a professional asker. And I realized that if you're going to do this, you have to take it seriously and just ask. So anyway, I just started going through my friends list, and I would message anybody and everybody. And, you know, I get a lot of no's, but I get a lot of yeses. So I guess just the main thing was not being afraid of getting the no. And, you know, whenever I do, it's always, well, you know, thanks anyway. Thanks for getting back with me, because I do appreciate the response back, even if it is a no. You get so many friends and that just don't respond, or, you know, they start avoiding you or something.
Yeah, like
the no's, I don't mind. At least, you know, there's communication going on.
Right.
So,
okay. What is the ask that you use? So when you're asking these people and you're sending a message, what were you saying to them?
If it's just asking them to become a customer, I'll just say, hey friend, I'm looking for a couple more ladies or a couple more people to be a product tester for me, and I have these certain spots available. List a few different products, just give them a couple options. Would you be interested? And I learned at the very beginning to keep it short and sweet, to not just vomit information all over people, because I did that at the beginning, not really knowing what I was doing, and I felt like I had to explain every little detail of every little thing, and people don't want to hear that. So you keep it short and sweet and simple, and it's either yes or it's no, usually, and then you can close the sale or you can move on.
Right.
You're not wasting a lot of time.
And I love that you said you have to get over your no, because honestly, even with you, when I asked you about the business, you kindly, in a non-overt way, told me no.
Yeah, no, I'm just not interested.
You're like, yeah, everybody I know is doing something. I'm like,
yeah. Well, I mean, we all know. I mean, how many times have we all been approached by Mary Kay or, whomever at the mall while we're shopping, and you just get to where, thanks, but no thanks. I'm just not interested. And it had never, ever appealed to me until I saw the formula that It Works used. It just seems so different. And the opportunity that they gave you was so different than anything else I'd ever come across.
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that. Okay, so that's your loyal customers. How have you, gone about signing distributors?
Well, at the very beginning, I realized right away that I needed somebody to run this race with me, that if I'm going to be successful, you kind of need that right-hand man doing it with you, I don't know if I picked up on that from you and Sheri Lynn, that you really need somebody. If you don't have it, if you don't have that person, you can still be successful with this, but it sure helps, because as you're promoting, there's somebody right there with you that is promoting too, and it's easier if they're on the same page with you. So I begged and begged and begged and begged my best friend, Christy. She told me, no, 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 over and over and over. And I just kept begging her. And so finally she said yes. But after that point, it just became, if it was a close friend that I was asking, I would tell them, this is an incredible opportunity and I'm going to the top. So I would love it if you came with me, because we can really do well with this company, and I want to take all my friends with me. So some of my friends hopped on board, but some of them weren't interested, but I think they will be, and not too far of the future. But so whenever I just send a typical DT message, it's just, I think you'd be great at what I do. Just kind of like what you say, Stacy, just keep it simple. Last week, the tips from the top, I can't remember what her name was, but the girl that was doing it last week.
Yeah.
She was so good. Oh my goodness. And I've even been using her line since then. Just the one simple line, I think you'd be fantastic at what I do. And leave it at that. Yeah. You can get a lot more of those messages out. So you're covering a lot more territory a lot quicker. And, it's pretty much the same thing as going into a lot more detail. But saving the time, I've learned that you've got to figure out ways to work smarter and not harder. And, coming up with shortcuts and quicker ways to get those messages out.
No, I love that. And then I know you do send out a lot of messages, but you don't just do that.
Yeah. No, I do. I had to start, I had to get past the fear of blitzing. The very first time I did that, it was terrifying. Just like the very first time I posted a selfie on Facebook, I thought I was going to die. I had to start breathing into a paper bag as soon as I hit post. I just, but you step out of your comfort zone, and it's liberating. When you see that you can do these things, and you start to not worry about what people think. Once you get to that point where I don't really care. to an extent, obviously you do. And especially, if you're in a ministry role, like I am, like you are, Stacy, you have to be real careful about what people think, obviously. But as far as, asking for the sale or, posting about a product online, where I never would have done that before, once you realize that this is a business, and you kind of free yourself to treat it as your business, and it kind of liberates you to ask your friends, because this is what I'm doing for a living. So, it's not just some little piddly thing on the side, but this is my profession at this point. And so you if you treat it like that, then you aren't embarrassed to ask, and you shouldn't be ashamed, because this is what you're doing. This is your business.
Yeah. I love that. Okay. So, man, basically you've become a professional asker in that. Yeah. I think that was Sheri that said that. She always says that.
I love that.
Professional asker. And so you have definitely put that down. I know that you've done parties when a new DT signs up. You've done parties for them. Okay. Best splits tips. Somebody's asking you.
Oh, it's still hard for me. But like just today I was at Starbucks, and there was the little barista working at Starbucks. She was just all by herself, and she looked so bored to tears. And I genuinely thought, man, you need to be doing what I'm doing. And, when you really think that, when you're thinking, man, dude, I've got such a better opportunity for you, than if you really believe it, then it's easier to tell people about it. So I just pulled out my card and said, if you're ever interested in working from your phone and working for a company that is, what did I say? Working for a company that allows you to make really good cash, quick cash, give me a call, or, look at my website. My website's on here. And you keep it short. You don't try to get into a big conversation with a stranger, because that inevitably scares anybody off. But just keep it short and sweet. I think you'd be really good at this. If you're interested in working from your phone, give me a call. And you hand them the card, and they'll always take it and say, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, don't give them an option to give it back. Just put it right there and leave it there.
Who's going to say no? I wouldn't want an opportunity to work from my phone and make a lot of money.
Right.
I like working here at Starbucks inside Randall's.
Good point. Okay, so if you have, because there's people, and there's still a lot of months left. If we're really honest, you can turn around and go, there is still a lot of months left. There is still cash on the table. And I pretty much can guarantee you that before the end of this month, there'll be some other way to sign loyal customers than just the way they're telling us that we can normally do, which is such an awesome opportunity anyways. But there's just someone going, man, I would still like to make $500 in Christmas cash, $100 in Christmas cash. What could that do to make a difference? So if you could tell somebody, just give them one last tip. If you're like, this is what you should do, what would you tell them?
Well, I saw this the other day, and I can't even remember where it was, but just a post about asking for an LC, on a Facebook post, and how you say, you sign your first 5 people, you get $100 cash. So that's, your mom, that's your sibling, that's your best friend, that's your grandma, and that's your dad, or, whatever. But 5 people off the top of your head that, are close friends enough or close family enough that you could say, you could really use, this product. These fat fighters are fantastic. I think you would really love them. Let me sign you up. Yeah. And a lot of times I've even used it as, especially with friends, of telling them, I'm getting my business going. Do you want to support me? Would you like to help me out? And a lot of family, will say, well, sure. You tell them up front, and you're honest that you're getting started with a new business, they want to help you,
Yeah.
So I think just being honest with people, and then also just showing them, well, you were talking about an LC. I was talking about a DT. But it's the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know, did that answer your question?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I love that. And I think too, what you're saying, and I know everybody's heard it like 5 times now, but treat this like it's your business and you have complete control of it. That is the biggest thing. You can honestly have control of this business if you treat it like it's your actual business. And I talked about this a little bit on our Sunday night training. One of the girls, when Sheri and John were at Surf and Turf, she is like, you would not be, if you had literally a brick and mortar store, you would not be happy if only one person walked in, your store. Right. You would do something else about it. Right. And that's what we can do. That's the freedom that we have. And that's what you can do. You can take control of this business and you can get you Christmas cash. You can, earn points for conference to just have these awesome times and these awesome parties that you can be a part of, which is just super exciting. And so I think for me, just watching your journey so far, I've just been like, man, you don't let any excuse get in your way. You're like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm going to do. And so that's been just even inspiring for me to see.
Well, and then just one other thing that you kind of pick up as you listen to people who have been successful is most of the people that are uber successful in this have been in it for, at least 2 years. So, you've got to realize that if you're going to be successful, you need to be in it for the long haul. And if it's not, your best month or your best 2 months or even 3 months, you've got to remember that if I'm going to be successful, I need to commit to this. So I'm committed, I'm sticking it out. And, if I want to be a Stacy, she's been in it for 3 years. And if I want to be at that level, I need to plan on, 2 to 3 years to see where this is going to take me. And I'm not going to give up if I just have a bad couple months or slow couple months, but I'm in it for the long haul.
I love that. That is so good. That is so good. Seeing it for the long haul is really, truly the best thing you can do, is have that vision for the big picture and keep going, no matter the ups and downs, because everything in life has their ups and downs. But
absolutely. And anybody who's starting a new business is going to have ups and downs, and you're not successful with a new business until you've really put in time. And what brand new business is making a profit right at the first couple months? It takes time, but if you're committed to it, you can get there, especially with this model.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Okay, awesome. We're gonna go now, and thank you so much, Natalie. We might come back to you here in a little bit, but let me find Liz really quick on here. Oh, there you are. Hey, Liz.
Hey.
How are you doing, girl?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You've become one of my favorite people. I just love seeing you. It was so fun getting to meet you in Nashville at the boot camp, and we're gonna have a lot of fun at conference this year. But
yeah, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's gonna be great. Okay, girl, tell us how you got in this business really quick.
I got in this business. Melanie Golden is my upline. She stalked me for a good 4 months before I joined. I had zero idea. I didn't even know what network marketing was. Never tried to rap, nothing. I knew nothing about the business. Basically, she kept asking me and I kept saying no. But my story, like a little bit about me, is that when I joined the company, I literally had nothing. I moved from Atlanta to Tennessee, completely started my life over, and Melanie knew nothing about this. But I lived on a farm with an older couple, was completely starting over from an abusive relationship that I got out of in Atlanta. Moved to Tennessee, where I've lived for 1.5 years now, and literally helped them clean houses. Didn't have any income. It came from I made great money in Atlanta. I left it all, and I was looking for something where I could pay my phone bill. And Melanie kept messaging me about this company, and I was like, network marketing? I just started a Facebook again 4 months ago. I knew nothing about network marketing, and she would not leave me alone. She was constantly in my inbox all the time, and I'm like, God, what is going on? And so I actually got a part-time job at a gym, And then I saw a post where she said that she had helped pay her mom's car payment and bought her mom a car. Mm-hmm. And I've been following her this time for like 4 months, but never replying to her messages, but like once and twice, maybe within the 2 or 4 months. And I reached out to her and asked her a little bit more about it because that intrigued me that she could pay her mom's car payment. Like, she must be making pretty good money, and I needed extra money to pay my phone bill. And I signed up with my first check from the gym. And that's how I got started in the company. And then that was it.
Yeah, I love that. And Melanie is from there. She's like, when you know, you know. And that's right. I mean, I think if you kind of can see that theme a little bit in here, like, I feel like a lot of times we think, man, and Sheri, you said this at our last meeting, that you're like, if it's somebody you really want on your team, don't let them say no once. You know, let them say no a bunch of times. Like, I'm like, oh, I said no a lot. I'm glad you didn't give up on me or let me say no once, you know? And so that was something that stuck out to me. So I'm glad Melanie didn't do that. And that's the other thing. You never know what people are walking through. And what is that? Every 6 months you or 6 to 8 months, you go through this, people go through a major life change. And so if someone's telling you no right now, who knows what's happening or what has happened in their life, and that you have something to give up. Like, you are completely starting over. Like, to me, that makes me so excited again, all over again, to ask people, because this has been such a gift of hope for you.
Yeah. You literally like have no idea. And I had no idea about like the team, everything else that this company comes with. Like, when you start, you have no idea. Like, God put this company in my life for so many different ways. Like, it's just amazing. I love it.
I love that. Okay. Now, how long have you been a part of the company?
14 months.
14 months. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. And you, girl, are earning some points.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Where are you at point wise?
I'm at $600, 34 points right now.
That's awesome. Like, that is so great. That is so incredible. Okay. And so tell us now what you are doing to earn these points.
The first thing I focus on is the distributors is a big part. Because if you sign or if you just sign it as a distributor, that's automatically 2 points. And then if you get them 4 loyal customers or help them get 4 loyal customers, that's not only a fast start bonus for you, which is $100. That's also 5 more points automatically into your points bank and another $100. So every distributor that you sign is 7 points automatically. So that just snowballs up.
Right. Okay. So how are you focusing on the distributors?
I have gotten so good. Like, I cannot say how much, like, before when I met y'all in Nashville, I thought I was working until I sat in front of that stage and watched other people and how they were working. Then I realized I wasn't working. I was comfortable. Like, I was a comfortable Ruby for 5 months and kept going, like, okay, well, you know, I'll maybe message 10 people this day, 15 people this day, and I'm in constant contact with my team, so I'm doing what I should do. Like, I was comfortable. But when I decided that I was going to push for that emerald and that diamond, and then that's what I really wanted, everything changed. Like, everything changed when I went to, that's why, like, going to conference is so important, y'all. When y'all get in front of an event and get in front of all these people that have the same drive as you, it's life is a game changer. It really is. Yeah, I literally like sat down, I changed my game plan. Consistency is the key. Like, I've had so many people reach out to me lately and ask me like what my secret is. There's no secret. The secret is doing it every single day. Like, every single day I message at least 65 people. Like, every single day. I do my follow-ups every single day. And like, those are the things that like and I realize when I start working like that, what it does for my business. And once you see what it does for your business, you're not going to stop doing it. Like, and that's when your whole business is going to change.
Yeah. No, that's true. Now, do you have like a target amount? Somebody's asking like of LCs and DTs, or do you just go like, how do you?
I half it. I usually half it, but like, if I'm messaging somebody and I never messaged them before, but they look like they would be good at the business, I'll send them a DT script. If they are like just a generalized LC, if they like the post that had something to do with a product, I'll send them the LC.
Okay. Now, and you're working full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, what
Yeah,
are your hours of like your other job outside of this?
Yeah, I run a gym. I work 9 to 13 hours a day.
Okay, 13 hours a day, and you're still saying consistency is the key, and you're finding time to do this.
Yeah, I don't work 13 hours a day every day. This, like yesterday I had to, tomorrow I have to. It just depends on the day. But when I got home last night, I cut my, like, I have a really bad problem with like ADD, like getting distracted by other things. But when I like started focusing, like I will cut like everything off until I do like message 65, do my follow-ups, at least like post 5 times a day. If I don't do that, I don't distract myself with other things. Like poor Matthew, like I'll be like, I can't talk right now. I'm not done with my stuff. I'll lock myself in the room, finish it. Like if you do that every single day, y'all, it will change your business. I promise. Like, God, like I can't say it enough. It really, really, like really works. No pun intended.
It works, really works if you work it.
Yeah.
I mean, even our business has the word work in it. So just, I think sometimes we spend time trying to go, how can I make money in this business without really working? Like, stop trying to figure that out and just work somehow, become a professional asker, which is what you are doing.
Yes. And if you do it if you do it consistently, like you'll feel weird when you don't. Like when you're doing, like I feel like if I miss, like even if I get 55 messages in instead of my 75, I feel like I didn't do what I was supposed to. That like I feel like, oh, well, what if I didn't message that one more person where that could be the person. That could be the person that changes my business. Like you never know. Like if you keep pushing for that little bit more, it's huge.
Which is awesome. Always a little bit more. Just give a little extra. Now, okay, so when you are working big hours, how do you fit this in? When do you make it work?
Every time I have a break, I message 10 and I'll reply to my messages.
Okay, every break you're on. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will always remember my pastor on a Sunday morning saying, you can do anything you think is important.
Yep. Absolutely. It's so true.
I was like, you can do anything. I was waiting for, something else, but I'm like, that you think is important. And so putting a priority on this business, and like you said, I take away any other distractions to make something happen. You make time for what's important. And if this business is important and you want it to be that, if Christmas cash or being top point earner is important, you will make sure you have time for that. And I think you're a great example of that. And I know we didn't get into some of Natalie's story, but she signed up during the hurricane, lives in Houston, when the hurricane kind of came in, has taking care of 3 kids. Her brothers moved in with her, so there's like a ton of kids in her house. She was watching some of her brother's kids while they hadn't moved yet, and she was still working this business. And so I think you start to realize, you are the only thing that's in the way of.
Yes, like excuses. I cannot deal when people give me excuses, especially like the no time excuse. Like you have time. Like and some people give me excuses when I'm literally checking my messages at work, like in the bathroom. I'm like, you're telling me you don't have time? Like I'm literally like washing my hands and talking to you at the same time. Like you totally have time for everything that you like want in life. Like if you want to make a difference, you will.
No, I love that. Okay. So give somebody who's, they've been in for a while, they're moving forward. What's one tip that you say, you do this, or
write stuff down? Every single morning I write down my must for the day. Again, I message 65 people every single day. I do my 222 follow-ups. I know Amanda talked about that.
I want you to talk about that again though on here.
It's amazing. Like I heard it from Jocelyn Yates in a YouTube that she did. And
Okay.
what it is you write down, and you don't have to write down everybody like I do, but if somebody tells me anything but no. Like, no, I'm busy right now, or no, something else is going, anything but the actual word no. I will write them down in my follow-ups, because I will be in your inbox constantly until you either block me or give me some time of day. Like, that's the way it is. The 222 is 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. You write every single person down. What I actually do that works for me is, I don't usually do that till the next morning, write their names down. I'll take screenshots. Anybody that replies, I'll reply back to them, but I'll take an actual screenshot of them, where it will be in my phone photos, where the next morning I can go down, like, okay, on this day I talked to this person, this person, this person, this person.
Okay.
And then I have an actual book that I put everybody's name under a certain date. And I follow up with them every 2 days, every 2 weeks, every 2 months, unless they request differently. If they request differently, I write up their name down in a day planner, and then I write it under that specific date.
I love that. So you're not losing anybody. Nobody's falling through the cracks. And again, you know, you'll hear it said over and over again, the fortune is the follow-up. Okay, I interrupted you while you were saying write stuff.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that instead of like doing it every Friday, I know a lot of people do follow-up Friday, because I write down anybody that even responds to me in the 222s. Like, if, like, I'll say, oh, how's your daughter do? If they respond something like that, oh, my daughter's sick, I can't really talk right now, I'll still keep in contact with them. So I respond to everybody every day. Like, on my day, like, whoever the 222 is for that day, I do those every single day. Like, I don't just keep a specific date for my follow-ups.
Okay, I have a question for you. How many people do you sign on the first ask compared to how many people you sign on your follow-ups?
Half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, because there are people that will jump right away. I love those people. They're like my favorite. And I know there are the stubborn.
Like, I'm ready to go.
Like, really? Thank you. I don't know what to do right now. But yeah, no. Okay, that's awesome. Well, you are totally inspiring and such an inspiration. We're so thankful to have you on the team.
Liz, how many LCs have you signed like this month? I would love to know that.
I would have to look for this month. I think it's around 10 this month so far, but last month was 18.
18, okay. Yeah.
So that's like 28 in the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And one thing I want to tell people, I heard it at Nashville, don't ever like downgrade people and judge people before you know what they're looking for. I've been highballing people. If they're like looking for weight loss, I automatically start with the system and then go down from there. And I've gotten a ton of systems and a ton of metabolic burns that have signed up.
Which is awesome. So that's like 90 to 120 BV instead of 30.
Yeah, I'll ask them. My questions to go to them is, what do you work out currently? So you know to recommend like the ThermaFit. What are your diet habits? And then what's your goal for weight loss each month? Like, what is your budget? And they'll honestly, like, I was scared to ask that at first, and they'll honestly come back to you and be like, oh, I have like $100 to spend each month or $80 to spend each month. So you automatically know if you can recommend the triple threat, the system, like what they're looking for, and you can automatically go back to them. I'll send them the cost. I'll send them a couple before and after photos, and they're like, okay, sign me up.
I love that. Okay, someone's asking, will you write that down in the chat?
Stace, you know what I was thinking? What if Natalie sends her favorite script to send out, and we have Liz send hers, and I send you what I've been using, and then you could post those 3 with like a word swag on the team page of 3.
Yeah. We'll post that. We'll post that after tonight, and then that could be like our plan of action tonight. Send one of these messages. Send a message to 10 people before you go to bed. I love that.
I actually, an ambassador that I stalk, because I'm like a full-time stalker. I'll stalk like people all the time, because I think that's so true. Like, people that are successful, if you know what they're doing, then that's so important. Like, instead of listening to music every day when I'm opening the gym, I'm always listening to self-development, different YouTubes that people did, what their tips are, because it's constantly in your mind. One of the ambassadors reached out to me because I follow her, and I looked at her story, and I guess she like messaged me. And I'm not like, ever liked her stuff or anything. But she sent me her LSC script reaching out to me, and I was like, that's golden. And so I stole it, and so that's what I've been using, and it's been really, really working.
Okay, well, good.
Good job. Yeah, I'll get that on the
Oh, y'all, instead of being offended when someone sends you their message, just take it.
Totally. Like, we're all the same team, so.
Okay, awesome. I love that. All right, Liz. Well, we're excited to see where you end this month and what's going to happen from there. But thanks so much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right. Well, y'all, here we go. Were you able to mute yourself, Liz, or do I need to do that? I got you. Okay. Well, we are. I feel like we're getting a treat tonight. I'm like, I get to be on the other side of this one a little bit. But of course, I think it's pretty awesome that our team leader and someone who could be like, well, I'm there, I made it, could just sit back and let everything happen. But she's leading from the front and getting herself some points and still going after it with like awesome vision still for the team. And so, Sheri, we're excited to have you on here.
Yay.
Okay, for anybody who doesn't know, why don't you tell them, because, you know, Natalie was an ass that was a no at first, but then invited to a party and signed. Liz was like a stalked until she signed, but needed it. So why don't you tell us really quick, for anybody who doesn't know, how you got in the business?
I saw an acquaintance. It wasn't even a friend. It was an acquaintance, someone who I'd went to Master's Commission Bible school with. She was a year ahead of me. We were Instagram friends, and I watched her post before and after picture, after before and after picture, after before and after picture on Instagram. I probably saw her post 7 or 8 belly pictures before. I almost unfollowed her. I never liked. I never commented. And then finally, I sent the comment and just said, how much are these? She quickly got my email, and we started emailing. You probably wouldn't email now, but we emailed. And I wanted to buy 1 box of wraps. I contemplated doing it retail, and then she talked me into the little customer thing. And she didn't use fancy wording. She definitely used the word auto ship, things like that. So it was a little scary, but I was still going to buy wraps on auto ship for 3 months. And then right before I sent her my credit card information, yes, I gave her my info to sign me up. She didn't even mean to say this to me, but she was talking to someone else as well, but goes, hey, just in case you're looking to make extra income for only $99, you could get free wraps still, plus make some extra money. And that phrase got me. And she later said, I didn't even mean to send that to you. But had she not asked me, I wouldn't be here. I would have probably used the wraps. I'm sure I would have wanted to use them, maybe got some great results. I never even would have thought of selling them. Like, selling them never once even crossed my mind. So it was her asking me. But I did reach out to her from post after post after post.
So before and afters, you could post a before and after, and an old acquaintance could ask you about a box of wraps and end up being an ambassador on your team.
Crazy. Yes.
Crazy.
Yep, that was it.
That was it. And now you've been in the business for 3.5 years.
Yep, almost 3.5 years.
Tell us a quick little snippet of your journey, really quick.
You know, I would say that I'm an all or nothing type of gal. And so when I joined, it actually took, before I decided to go all in, I went to an online Facebook party, which is actually why I'm pretty passionate about them and why Kelly and I do them. So if you don't plug into the team Facebook parties, every other Thursday we do one, sometimes even more than those 2, but Kelly and I never go a month without one of us doing one, because I actually attended an online Facebook party after I became a distributor, because I got added to some team page. It was overwhelming that I didn't understand, but I clicked on the party one night when I couldn't sleep and read about a girl who was double diamond and had earned $25,000 in bonuses. She was a former 911 dispatcher. And that right there made me think, holy moly, a normal mom went double diamond and is making the average of whatever it is, $5,000-6,000 a month. She earned 25. What? That online party lit this fire when I'm like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try. If she can do it, why can't I do it? And that really was the start of my journey. And then went for it, did wrap parties, messaged, coffee meetings with anybody and everyone that would talk to me. any new DT that launched. Yes, we had a wrap party for them. And then I hit Double Diamond and went to conference with Stacy and maybe 2 or 3 of us. I think there's 5 of us. And left conference with a new belief. So if you are not going to conference, get to conference. That changed my business. I came home from conference, I think it was in January of that year, with just this new passion. By 6 months later, I was a presidential diamond. I went from a barely double diamond, barely holding on to that rank, to 6 months later, a presidential diamond, because I just had this belief and went for it. So I'm a firm believer in conference.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I remember we were kind of going, I don't know how we're going to hit this next promotion, but something's going to happen, and we just did it. Yeah. We just put our heads down. You put your head down, you're like, I'm doing this, and you did. You had complete control of it. So then you're presidential, and then what happened after that?
I mean, and then I just kept going. I just feel like you don't stop. Have I had months where I've not completed my steps to success? Absolutely. 2 months ago, I fell short. I remember after I went diamond, I think that next month I didn't sign a single distributor, only customers, and thought, is this the end? You have your highs and your lows. It's any sales thing. And you just can't look at it month to month. You look at it over time. You don't even really look at it year to year. If you look at stocks, if I said yes, I paid my 99. We all paid our 99. Why would we stop? We already paid it. Like, when someone says to me why I can't afford, and like, what? Sign 3 customers to buy wraps there. Don't even run your auto ship. Although I think you want to use the products, because I don't know how you can sell something you're not using and passionate about, but whatever, and not affording that, you already paid your 99. You can afford it. I just think you commit to it. And I read this recent thing that took the top 10 income earners in all these different direct sales companies. And out of the top 10 people in all the companies, like 90-something% had been with the company 10 or more years. And I love that, because that made me think, you know what? Good. We're here right now. I don't even know how I am where I am in such a short time, but in 10 years, who knows where we can be, you guys? Like, seriously, like, we just got to build this thing, because that's what happens. Network marketing, it snowballs, and you sign someone and another person, and then they start signing some people, and then they sign someone. Oh, they signed someone. She just went diamond. Oh, and this person, and you're working to always keep growing and teaching the team. And all of a sudden you just get this massive, like, snowball of people. And guess what? You can pass Stacy, you can pass me. I pass my upline and her upline and her upline and her upline. I mean, the only upline ahead of me would be the Duns, who are number 1. So, I mean, and I'm no one special, just somebody that did work and went for it and wasn't going to stop.
Yeah, and I think that's what I appreciate. Okay, I love this whole point system, because honestly, it's just rewarding us to do what they're telling us to do. Sign loyal customers, sign distributors. That's what you're supposed to do. And I remember even you and me going when you're like, I don't really get what they're trying to tell us what steps to success was, because we were like, but you were already doing it. And I feel like that's why you're like, that just doesn't make sense. I know what I'm supposed to do. I sign distributors and I sign loyal customers. But like, if you could break it down really quick again, one more time, what would you say? Like, how would you go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think with steps to success, you either understand it or you don't. And so what are we paid to do? We're paid to sign customers and we're paid to sign distributors. Okay. But so my brain knew, okay, I just got to keep trying to sign customers, distributors, the 2 things I'm told to do, the 2 things I'm paid to do. I understood that. But then I would have so many people join me. Well, I'm just lost. So what's next? What's my next goal? And so many people would always, and I'm like, what do you mean you're lost? You sign customers and distributors. Like, what is there to be lost about? Like, those are 2 things you get paid to do. Like, what do you not get? But not everyone gets it. So the steps to success, it gives you a number. You try to get 4 customers, you try to get 3 distributors. That's what you go towards. Maybe, you may not get it that month, but if you're pushing towards it, hey, you sign 2 customers and 1 distributors. That's more than if you were just kind of like floating. Oh, wow, maybe you realize I got this. Okay, now I got my 4 customers, 3 distributors. Now I'm going to try to do it again this month. And it's giving you that goal to go after. And I track mine. And like, I keep track, because it's like, no, like, I've gotten more than my 4 customers, but I've only, sponsored 1 distributor. I've got 2 more. And that's like on my mind. Like, I want to do that, And if there's some hope I can give you, is I'm going to actually tell you guys, the people I sign, I'm going to tell you exactly where they came from, because I think that we need to know that. But Because I can tell you how I'm signing. So whether you're brand new, you might be signing warm markets right now. That's great. Liz is obviously like a year into, so it's like over a year in. How long? Yeah. So it's like, that's not even warm market, you know? I mean, 3.5 years, there's no warm. I mean, so it's like, you know, yeah, a lot of my great leaders came at the beginning, but like, even like Natalie said, she had a best friend. She kept asking, she's going to have other friends that won't join for a year, but a year later will join. I think Esty waited 2 years till I was in until she joined, you know? So you're going to have things like that. But what I do want to tell you is, like Stacey said, it does take work, but it's not hard work. The way I know to sign people is I know you sign people by messaging. I know you sign people by having wrap parties. I know you sign people by blitzing, you know, so you message people, you know, you have wrap parties, you blitz. So what I do is I post, I message, and I follow up. That's a lot of my online thing that I do with the post message follow up. But then I also do a second part, which is I get out there, I network, I try to meet people, I get them on Facebook. So I do both. And I get them on Facebook so then I can eventually message. Sometimes they message me before I message them, but that's what I do. So I was like, where did my customers, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I was counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think about 13 customers between, you know, last month or this month. And I'm like, where are they coming from? You know, and that's not like an astronomical amount. I'm really a pretty steps to success girl. I've never been a crazy mass enroller, so don't think to go ambassador I have to mass enroll. If I went through, I could say I signed 4 distributors last month. The month before that, only 2. The month before that, maybe 5. Like 3. Like, you know, like I'm not this massive enroller person. So I want you to know that. But okay, so a customer. When I was going through, I was like, I want to remember, you know, these people, where did they come from? Okay, Tiffany. So Tiffany, she's actually a girl I've known since youth group. We've always been Facebook friends. She actually joined the business, stopped, her account's been canceled. She saw Keto Coffee, she wanted it. Your old distributors, they may come and go and not do the business. They probably do want the products. They joined for a reason. She actually reached out to me because I did a live Insta story. Every morning when I make my keto coffee, I go on my Insta story. And can I tell you, I think I've signed 2 customers that way from them just watching me make my keto coffee and then saying what it does. So that's how I signed Tiffany. Kayla, I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm going to come back to that one. You know, a girl named Anna, I messaged her. I sent her a message asking if she wants to be a product tester. I'll read it to you in a minute. She said yes. That's how I signed her. Karen May, it's a Facebook acquaintance. I used to dog sit for them, but she sees my posts. She's on my potentials list in my Facebook, where anyone that's not a distributor, I put them on the little potentials list and I try to like and comment. So just if I wasn't posting every day, she probably wouldn't have ended up wanting to order we did keto coffee, and then she ordered a ton of stuff with this Black Friday special as well, which was an add-on order. Angelia, I messaged her on Instagram about being a product tester. She signed. Let's see, Kristen Coulter, she's a girl that had been watching my stuff and said, girl, I need to try those chocolate greens and keto coffee. How could I try a sample? I don't do samples unless it's a really slow time and I'm like in the mood to just send out. I go, girl, I don't have samples, but I can get you my wholesale price. She ordered both as an LC. If you don't like it, next month we can edit your cart. So a guy named Eric, he and his fiance are always commenting on my stuff. I've talked to them about the business. I talked to them about products. They've always been no's. They finally reached out. He commented under about, wow, that cleanse looks awesome. So I messaged him, hey, I got a spot left if you want that, you know. So I'm just trying to tell you, Jennifer Malone, her daughter's in kindergarten with mine. I've added her on Facebook. Boom. She reached out to me, ordered a system. Patricia, I added her on Facebook because my daughter does gymnastics with her granddaughter. So she sometimes comes with the mom to watch the gymnastics. I didn't just add the mom. I added the grandma. Why not? She became a loyal customer. So Chelsea Givings, I've known her forever, Facebook friend. She saw my post. I've asked her to do the business. No. I've asked her to do products. No. She finally reached out, wanted hair, skin, and nails because she saw one of my posts about it. Another kindergarten mom. What's my point with that? Those are all the different ways. So yes, I send out messages. I can't say I send out 75 a day or 50 a day like Liz because I don't, and I'd be lying if I said that. But I had a day not long ago I sent out 25. I've had a day where I only sent out 5. I've had a day where I send out 10. Set a number and then just be like, I'm going to send out 10 every day. Like to send out 10 messages literally takes me 10 minutes. So I try to at least like send 10 messages. And who do I message? I message who likes my photos. I message who comments. And then I started messaging who's viewing my Instagram stories, because so many more people are viewing my Instagram stories than are liking my photos. Okay. And then I just want you guys to know, what do I say? Oh, Kayla, the one I couldn't remember, I messaged her. Okay, she was another Instagram one I messaged. So 3 of them this month came from me messaging. I mean, you know, hey, Kayla, I was curious if you may want to be a 90-day product tester for me using one of our products. I'm looking for 2 more ladies right now. I'd love your help to build my portfolio. You would get a huge discount for helping me out. Would you by chance be interested? ? You know, and that's how it started. Another one. Hey, Anna, I was curious if you may want to be a 90-day product model. Sometimes I just switch up a word just to see what I like better. You may want to be a product model for me using one of our products. I'm looking for 2 more ladies right now. You would get a huge discount for helping me out. Would you by chance be interested? Hey, Sheri, tell me the detail. You know, then I go into Kelly's script, another one I signed for messaging on November 7th. Hey, Angelia, I was curious if you may want to be a 90-day product model for me using one of my products. I'm looking for 2 more ladies right now. You would get a huge discount for helping me out. Would you by chance be interested? Okay, so I used the same thing. Sorry, all 3 times. Sometimes I switch it. But that's what I did. Sending out the same message, going back to Kelly's script. Anybody can do that. And so to me, and let me go back to my notes and then I'm done because it's 9:30. But like I said, okay, I post. The ways I post is every day I try to post about the product. I try to post something about the business. Even if the business is just me and the girls and it might not even look at Worksy, but I'm talking about the business. And then I try to post something non-It-Works related. I try to do those 3 posts and spread them out. There might be a day I post more than 3. There may be a day I only post twice. I don't want to do a whole ton, and I don't want to do just it works. I like to just sneak it in, you know. I like to go live. I try to go live at least once a week about something It-Works related, and then I try to go live at least once a week with like my kids or something non-It-Works related, just to up the algorithms. So 2 lives a week is my goal. I would like to make it more, but that's just right now what I set. So it's like if I don't have anything to do, it's like, Jossie, what's your scripture, baby? We're doing your scripture. Or let me live making my keto coffee, or let me live putting a wrap on me or John or whatever. So I try to do lives. I love Instagram stories. I feel like those more people see. I'm doing my Facebook stories, but they're just not being as seen as many times as an Instagram story. So like if you go to my Instagram story right now, like if we go to it, like let me see, we'll go to the beginning of the day. So probably the first thing is, but first keto coffee, you know, it's a story about keto coffee, you know, and then the next stuff was some kids party stuff, and then I'll probably end it with something, but I always have an It-Works one in my stories. And let's see. Oh, and then I wear my gear all the time. I'm wearing my gear. I add anybody and everybody I can add on Facebook. And here's the other thing, you guys, you got to sometimes just get out there and meet people. You're going to have to live life anyways. So why not live life and think of it where these could be prospects? And I'm not just talking business. Every person I meet, I go, hey, maybe I'm there because I'm supposed to be a light. I'm supposed to be a witness. Maybe God's giving me a divine appointment and I'm supposed to point these people to Jesus. Maybe these people need what I have. And I've sat there with another kindergarten mom who literally cried about depression from her weight and different things. Like she needs these products, you know, or someone that needs the financial, you don't know what their financial situation is like. I get sick sometimes thinking about how we were 5 Christmases ago and how stressed I was about gifts and just where we were financially. Like it just was so tight, you know? And so you don't know what somebody else needs because no one ever would have looked at John and I and thought that we needed something. No one would have ever probably looked at John and I and thought when our AC went out, we lived in a house for an entire month that we couldn't afford to fix AC. So we stayed in one room with a window unit that SD and Cookie lent us because we couldn't do anything but our home warranty. And so it was summer and our whole house was 95 degrees. Like no one would know, but we didn't have the money to ask our parents, like where someone's at and what they need. So that's what I do, Stace.
I love that. You're consistent. And here's the thing. I think what's been great to watch with you is we can't deny that, like, you post, even if you're sick, even if you're like, there's a post up there about the business, there's a post about your life, you're messaging, you're reaching out, you've totally been a professional asker, and you've adjusted. And I think that's sometimes where people get a little bit stuck. Like right now they might go, well, I've asked everybody I know, you know, but you've got to keep growing and changing. And we always try to avoid that sometimes, but that's when, like, I think your why comes in, and like something, it just has to be bigger than that. And even Cammie posted today, and I'm going to hit it again. If you are worried or scared, but here's the deal. Tonight, we just told everybody what you can do. You know what to do now. Now you have to get out of your head and do it. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go message somebody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, count backwards in 5 seconds and make that decision to keep going, keep being consistent, and go for it. Like, I think about me, right now, we could be coming up with excuses for people that they don't even have. For me, my birthday money is how I bought this business. So if we're thinking, oh, it's Christmas and no one wants that, you know what? Somebody could be buying this business as a present for Christmas that could change their life.
And you know what? And the thing is, one more thing I'll say is this business, when you own a business, the business doesn't have to run you. You run your business. Nobody ever said you're supposed to work this from 7 a.m. in the morning till midnight at night. Like, that's stupid. You wouldn't even be doing income producing things that long. But I see so many people, and it's like, are you even giving it that 1 hour a day? If you get this business 1 hour a day, that's 7 hours a week, you could go diamond with that. I 100% believe you could. I had to sneak and hide when I joined because John was like, you're spending too much time. So I would like be in my closet or, be somewhere because I didn't dare do the business when he, was home, and I had a 1 and 2 year old during the day. And so it's like, but give yourself that little bit, that 1 hour, whether it means waking up 30 minutes earlier and then saying no to your TV show. You make time for things that can change your life. But what I see countless times is people give it 1 hour and then take a week off, and then give it an hour and take a week off. What would happen to your normal job if you did that? Like, so it makes me so sad to see people where I'm like, and all of a sudden they're doing great. Maybe they, get their 4LCs or they hit executive and then they just fall off. You stop working, those 2 DTs are going to stop working and follow you. I say it to the leaders over and over. I've said it to the diamonds probably 10 times. The pace of the leaders, the pace of the pack. So you want to have a team that's working, you lead. They don't do what you say, they do what you do. And so decide to do that. And I'm telling you, if you can give this business an hour a day of income producing things. What's income producing? Messaging people, asking people, following up with people, handing out that Blitz card, picking up the phone. Stop thinking also, one more thing, that you have to only ask strangers to join your team and ask strangers to be product testers. Yeah, I think it's great. I have 3 strangers. I wouldn't even know where they were from. I had to look at my notes to see. But you know what? I also had a ton of warm market people there too. So don't let down your pride because you don't know who needs this, and ask those friends in your small group to join the business. Ask those other soccer moms or those gymnastics moms or those junior league friends or those whatever, or those friends that you have, the old sorority sisters, the college, the people you haven't tapped into yet. When I look at so many of the key leaders on this team that I personally enrolled, I'm like Stacy, who's like family, Kathy, one of my best friends, Esty, Triple Diamond, one of my best friends. I look at one of Stacy's strongest leaders, Kelly, one of her like best friends ministry. It's awesome to do this with those strong people. And then of course you've got your Danielle Boyles. We met from social media, incredible strong leader from, so yes, you can have both, but don't disregard, because I hear people say, so much easier just to work with the cold market. And that's true, but don't disregard your warm market. Those can be some of the best people, and then you get to have fun. So do it all, do it all. Meet people, get them on Facebook, ask someone to have a wrap party for you. If you're saying my warm market friends, none of them want to join, you say, hey, I have a favor. Will you do a favor for me? What? Could you invite a few friends over and I can bring everything and we can do a little sip and sample? Would you mind? You start it with, I have a favor. Not, do you want to? I have a favor, and start getting some wrap parties on the book. The last wrap party I did last month for Bess, I remember her being like, oh, there's only 3 coming. Well, guess what happened with those 3? 2 loyal customers and a distributor. That's pretty great in one hour party. 3 come, awesome. I actually hate when 15 come. I can't make 15 people sign. I can make 3 sign, So that's what I would say. But I would say, you guys, no matter where you're at right now, that Christmas cash, the 60 people, we've had 15 people I think get off. That's okay. The 60 people that have stayed strong to listen to me, listen, guess what you can do? You can sign up 5 customers this month and get you $100. Mm-hmm. You can sign up a distributor and work, and that right there will get you 3 points and 2 customers, get you $100. You can do that. There is so much time left. If you want to, I sign a customer today. I'm telling you guys, if I'm still signing people 3.5 years in, you can be too. And these Instagram people, they don't know my rank. They don't know anything about, they're just like, oh, trying a product, sure. Normally, in a lot of those messages, they go, what products do you have? What do you sell? And I sign them. They don't even know what I sell when I reach out to them, which I don't know how, because they're following me, but they don't. So anyways, yay. Melissa said signing 2 LCs now.
Good job. We love that. Love that. Okay, so we're going to have a call to action. Tonight, you're gonna message 5 people before you go to bed, okay? Whether that's to be a distributor or to be a loyal customer. And we will, if y'all will send me your scripts from tonight, Natalie, Liz, and Sheri, I'll post them under a post and just do a recap. But basically, I think the sum of the night is you put in the work and it comes back to you. You reap what you sow. And so keep sowing because you will reap it. Do the work, do your success. And if you are still thinking about it, go to conference. If you got some Christmas cash, go to conference. Conference is going to be awesome for you and awesome for your business. And so anything else you want to say, Sheri?
No, I think that's it, you guys. I think I'm telling you guys right now, if you weren't on our team training, last night we talked about it. This is the time you plant. And if you have not experienced a February boom, it is incredible. I watch if your volume has literally doubled, comment in the chat, doubled. Or if it's gone up incredible amounts, comment that. Like I'm telling you, I watched countless rubies go to diamond, like doubled, tripled, like the things that happen, but they only happen for those who are planting right now. And I said it before, you guys, I have gone months and signed nothing and planted, had one of my best months the next. The thing is, when stuff is slow, you don't slow. When stuff is slow, that's when I pick it up even more. And when stuff's going great, I'm still working it, but don't beat yourself up. Don't think you have to. If it works for you to message 50 messages a day, 100 messages a day, do it. Do what works. If that doesn't work for you and you message 20 a day, do it. If you're like, when I went diamond, I messaged 5 people on Facebook every day to join my team. 5. Stacy and I would do it together. 5. That was my number. There was no hundreds. And that's what I did to get diamond. 5 Facebook friends to join my team. Julie, I bet she's on. Julie, who has signed 17 customers this month, she messages 10 people on Facebook every day. It starts with A's. And she signed like 17 customers. 10 people on Facebook starts with A. There are more people she knows. So she's doing more of that warm market right now. But you just have to do something. But whining and wishing, that's not going to do anything for you. It's got to be some act. And this is not hard work. I'll tell you what was hard work. When I substitute taught first and second graders and 7th graders for $50 a day with a college degree. That was hard and had to be there, at 7 in the morning. And then if you're stuck doing the bus thing, that was hard. So you can pick your hard, so anyways, that's that.
You totally can pick your hard. So go for it. Do the work. Motion creates emotion. If you're not feeling it, guess what? You're not going to go far in this business just by feeling it. You just got to put in the work and do it and move forward. And so y'all are awesome. Natalie, Liz, Sheri, thanks for leading from the front in all of this. And we're right there with you. And everybody have a great night. Happy Thanksgiving.